What's up, y'all? This is Henny. And I guess word on the street is they got new iPads about to go on sale. And you know me being the iPad man himself. There's already people asking me, what is the best iPad for me? So today we're gonna break down the 3 different models that I think are inevitable to your new iPad purchase. Where's the 2019 iPad mini? Which this one is. This is an iPad Mini 4. Or the 2019 iPad Air, which this one isn't. This is a 2017 iPad Pro. We'll get into that as well. Or do you just go with the big boy 2018 iPad Pro fully kitted out? I don't know. It's gonna be up to you. It's gonna be up to your needs and what you might need an iPad for. That's why I gotta break this down and let you know why you might need one of these 3 and which one might be working best for you. Let's go! The business. So a couple days ago, I see Apple updated its iPad lineup. They're coming with the new 2019 iPad mini, which I think is a really good addition to bring back that iPad mini, because this form factor is what I really loved about the iPad when I very first got one. Well, when I first got the mini, because I had the very first one. That's up there somewhere. To see the iPad mini back in its lineup, I really dig that. And then they came and brought back the iPad Air, which I initially started doing professional work on. It was the iPad Air 2. Now they have the 2019 iPad Air. Yeah, it's, I think it's going to be a good all-around size versus, power perspective, the thing that you might want to go with. We're going to jump into that. And of course, they still have the original iPad, which is their low-end model, which is the 9.7 size iPad, which low specs, low everything, good for students, that whole 9. I'm not really even going to discuss that. And I mean, if you're coming to watch your boy, you're coming to see this video, you want to know what's going to happen when you use these iPads for professional use. And let's just break this down. So for the last 6 months, using this iPad Pro has been, it's been great. It came with a lot of frustrations in the beginning and learning how to deal with not only iOS 12, using USB-C for the first time, really trying to understand what I could do and how much power I could really get out of this. And I've talked about this in other videos. And I can tell you that from doing my music to doing video editing to all the other things, this really never let me down. I've had to figure out some workarounds when it came to importing videos and whatever formats those are, whether it's like a 4K 60 file or something like a 10-bit file using something like this Fujifilm X-T3 or even my GH5 that I used to use. There'd have to be some workarounds getting the files into the device using, the app that I use to edit, LumaFusion. But other than that, the music apps, the other apps that I use, a lot of them are like Google apps, whether it's Google Drive, Google Docs, I'll use that a lot, as well as the Documents app for downloading files and just using it for, entertainment purposes. It's been a blast. It's been great. Do I miss having the headphone jack? I do, because there's often times where I just want to be very nimble with it, just the iPad and some headphones. And because of having USB-C, I'm either having to use a dongle to use my headphones, or I'm going to have to pull up my USB hub. This USB hub that I talked about before, it's the Pergo. I've talked about this before. Link will be in the description of my kit and everything I keep in my kit. But I'll have to plug something like this in to work around, having my headphones or something like that with this 2018 iPad Pro. The one thing that I do like about it is its power and the availability of all the things that I can do with the power that this thing possesses. Because having something like a USB adapter and having something like 2 USB imports, I can plug in headphones here, I can plug in my speakers here, or I can plug in an interface here, I can plug in my keyboard here, I plugged in mics here, all types of things, and it's never needed an additional power or additional battery bank to make it work. So from a power perspective, from an all-in, the best iPad that you can buy, this thing does the job. But let's get into some of these new ones. So now Apple comes with the iPad Air, and essentially it is a little watered down version of last year's iPad Pro, which is this iPad that I have here. This is the device that I was using all of last year. I did all my video editing on this last year. I did all of my music production on this last year. And it's still been a beast. I actually gave it to my daughter because I don't really use this anymore. But for the most part, this thing is still a very, very capable device. And I have not seen that much power when it's compared to a power difference, compared to this 2018 model and this 2017 model. And so when I see the iPad Air coming out in the 2019 model, it has a few things going for itself, right? It has the new A12 Bionic chip that is in, the new iPhones and the iPads, the 2018 iPads, as well as it has Bluetooth 5.0 versus, I think this one has 4.2 Bluetooth. And it also has better LTE performance if you get the LTE version, the gigabit LTE versus a regular standard LTE. And in this 2017 device, you're getting the A10X Fusion chip, 4.2 Bluetooth, and just regular LTE. But in the newer 2019 models, you only get 2 speakers versus this iPad Pro. It has 4 speakers. And I believe in the new iPad Air, you get 3 gigs of RAM. And in this 2017 model, you get 4 gigabytes of RAM. And so there's some trade-offs here, right? Whether it's a sound thing, or whether it's a speed thing or a power thing, you got to weigh those differences. But my question to you is, if this is your first iPad and you're trying to get into something professionally on an iPad and on an iOS device besides your phone, or maybe you've had an older iPad and you really want to start doing some of the things that people are talking about professionally on these iPads, what is it that you really need to do? Are you going to need an iPad that has the latest chip? Are you going to really notice that if you were to look at maybe a refurbished or a used version of the 2017 iPad? If I were you and you're looking at this size, right? Because really all we're talking about is size and performance. So this 10.5 iPad size, you have the 2017 model, or you can go with the 2019 iPad Air. My recommendation would be to look at a refurbished or a used 2017 model. That way you might even be able to get more space on it, because I know that the 2019 model only goes up to about 256 gigabytes. If you look at that and you need that space, you might even be able to find them in similar price points, given, one's used and one's brand new. Me personally, I would definitely look into the 2017 models for sure if this is the size that you're looking for, the 10.5 size, and you don't want to go all the way up to the 2018 iPad Pros. You can find all the accessories cheaper. You can find the Apple Pencil probably used cheaper. There's just a lot of things you can find more budget friendly when you're looking to go on pretty much pro. And you'll still get the 4 speakers. You'll still get the headphone jack. You'll still get the A10 processor versus the A12. But in all of my power usage, I really didn't see that big of a difference going from this 2017 device to this 2018 device. But if you really want to be nimble, if you really want to have the most mobility and still have that power option, I would really consider looking at the 2019 iPad mini, because not only does it have similar specs as the iPad Air, it's a lot smaller and it can fit in a lot other places. Take for instance this Peak Design Everyday Sling. This is my everyday carry for, my camera needs. I'll have something like an X-T3 here, right? Put my X-T3 right in there, boom. I have a Rode VideoMic Pro Plus in there, and I'll fit another lens. Maybe it's, a 35 millimeter, or maybe it's a different lens. I'll put a couple batteries in here, zip it up, and it's cool. What I would love is if I could have the availability to just take this and still be able to do my video editing as well. Right. The problem is my 2017 model is too big. It was too snug, would never fit. And my 2018 model definitely wouldn't fit. So if you went for a 2019 model, it really wouldn't fit in this unless you probably didn't carry a case with it. And I would always recommend carrying some type of case around these iPads. They're still a little delicate. If you had the iPad mini, it's still just as powerful as that iPad Air. You can stuff it right in there and you're good to go. And now you have the iPad the camera, the mic, extra batteries, the whole nine, all in this convenient package. And you can really be on the go. So the iPad mini, the 2019 model, I'm definitely going to cop that and see what's going on with that. I'll probably get the LTE version, and I'll probably get it at 256 gigabytes. It's as big as it can go. And the main reason I want to test that out is because, one, it does still have the headphone jack. Two, it still has the lightning port, and I still have a lot of lightning accessories that I would still love to use, whether I'm at a studio or, whether something like this Shure MV88. I know they have a new version out, but this version was just so killer, right? This version was always so dope. You just plugged it straight in, and I still use this with my iPhone. And if I want to record ideas, and we're in studio, we want to record ideas, to have an iPad mini and just boom, plug it in like that and do some field recording or some voiceover work, anything, I think this would be a super clutch addition. So I'm looking forward to testing out the iPad mini as it relates to its power. Now, it only has 3 gigs of RAM, whereas this bad boy, fully maxed out, has 6 gigabytes of RAM. But it still has the same processor. It still has similar specs when it comes to Bluetooth, when it comes to the LTE performance. It does not have that Pro Motion, that 120 hertz that you get on the Pro models, but it'll do a lot for you for the size and for the price. And so if you wanted something very mobile, very minimal, something that you really, really could take everywhere with you and you can still get that pro performance, I would go with the iPad mini 2019. So those are the 3 devices. I don't know which one's for you. I don't know exactly what your needs are, but I'm telling you, if you want to go mobile, if you want to be as nimble, if you want to be, powerful, but in a small package, go with the iPad mini, the 2019. If you're looking for that all around, good size, good performance, I would go with the 2017 iPad Pro, used or refurbished, before I checked out the 2019 iPad Air. That's just coming from your boy. And if you're ready to go all the way up and go full professional and see everything that an iPad can do, check out that 2018 iPad Pro in the 11 or the 12.9 inch. Either way, you're not going to go wrong. And within the next 3 months, with iOS 13 coming out, I know the game's just going to be flipped when it comes to the software. And so get ready for that. That's all I got for y'all today. I hope that I've helped you out in some way. And if there's any other things that I can do, put that question, put that comment in the link below, and I'll holla at y'all, man. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all next time. And I'm out!